mainly focusing on products in this cloud analytics, Epic or e-commerce CMS. We mainly focus on this ERP domain. We are providing these ERP solutions to firms worldwide. We manage projects in .NET and in quality assurance in e-commerce domain, etc. Then today, as part of this knowledge sharing process, I am sharing my ideas on what I am doing here, like in test automation. So,
we can start.
Okay, so rather than going into the basics of automation testing and all, I will just share what's happening here and how the automation process in TIC is going on. So, while describing about this automation, we need to compare what with automation and manual testing. So, where automation is preferred is when we need to execute a lot of scenarios, which includes repetitive tasks and functionalities to be tested or verified. There comes the use of automation. So automation is basically there are several kinds of tools for automating, and the worldwide majorly used tool is Selenium. So Selenium is actually a tool to automate these web applications, and it uses Java or Python, or there are other languages also, but the mainly used ones are Java and Python. So here in TIC we are using Java to script the code, and Selenium is actually a bridge between the code written and our application. So here the framework used is Cucumber. While describing about Cucumber, we need to I should also say about other frameworks. So there are TTD, BDD, KDD, and also BDD frameworks being used. And TDD stands for test-driven development. KDD stands for keyword-driven development, and DDD stands for data-driven development, and BDD stands for behavior-driven development. Here we are developing a framework based on behavior-driven framework. So rather than when compared to the other frameworks, BDD comes to use where we need to reduce or close the gap between business analysts and the developers or QA, any other departments between using this Cucumber. We can close the gap between any other departments with this business analyst. So what the difference is in TDD or KDD and DDD, it's all about scripting only. So while someone from this other than development comes to take a watch or goes into an analysis of what's happening in this automation, it's so hard for them to understand since they don't have any scripting or coding knowledge. So what happens when we use BDD is it's just simple English language, and anyone who can understand English can analyze and verify what's going to be tested or what's going to be automated. So just I hope you can see my screen here. So this is an example of a feature file, which is actually the cornerstone of BDD. So this feature file is what drives the test. So as you can see, it's just all written in simple English language. You can understand feature. This is cash and treasury management, and there is the scenario outline. So which neatly and clearly describes what's going to be tested here. So using this when, then, and and. Likewise, as we are explaining any other topics or any other events, this scenario or a feature is explained here. So the advantage is the BAs can easily identify what's going to be tested, and also it was actually developed so that the BAs can provide the feature file to the QAs. So everything comes into their close observation. So while developing BDD, actually it's done through three process. So this is the feature file, as you can see. So there is this feature file and a step definitions class, and also other than for each feature there will be another page object model class, because some our development friends can understand easily. So this feature file is used to drive the step definitions, and from step definition it goes into several classes depending on the requirement. Step definition is like a junction. So this feature file, this is actually a feature file for testing a function in this cash and treasury management in Chef Finance application, which is our application. So here actually, as you can see, there are a lot of data and lot of functionalities to be tested. And when we use this class, it's actually called a test runner class. From here it goes to this is what binds the step definition and our feature file. And when we run this class, this login feature, this receipt register feature, it directly calls into our step definitions class. Here, as you can see, there are a lot of like this feature file tags. This tags are like as you can see, there is this when, then, and on. No? Each and every line becomes a function, becomes the signature of a function. So when we run for each and every function, there will be a signature created, and we can copy all these feature file, all these signatures into our step definitions class. You can see here, and then whatever it was written over there in the feature file will be added here. And when we run this, like it goes like this. These are all, as you can see, these are all the other classes which are created to automate the functionalities. So from here it goes into the step definition, and from step definition it goes into each and every class, which can be scripted using Java language, and the functionalities which will be called accordingly. So I will also explain a little bit about Selenium and all. So Selenium is actually as I said, web application automation tool. So if you check here step definitions, as I said, we create page object model for each and every functionality created. These are all these page object functionality classes objects here. This Selenium actually automates web using this web driver. So for to run that, we need to initialize this web driver to our classes. These are this like this is how we set the property of WebDriver Chrome driver with the Chrome driver which we have in our system. Like we need to download this Chrome driver into our system, and should be initialized with our property in this WebDriver class, which is inside this Selenium. So like this is where the actually begins. So whenever we run our class, then it just grabs this URL which we pass, as you can see here. This is how a URL is being passed into the step definition class, and also our username and password can be given as an example. So I'll just run it for you. This is a class which is created for payment documents. If we run that, just automates whatever which is scripted here. As you can see, it's when compared to manual testing, it's much faster. It verifies each and every functionality and then moves on to the next account. It verifies everything. So it goes on, and okay, I'll just stop for now. So you can see here that when this is threat, it actually means our test has failed. So now we need to analyze and check why the test has failed and go directly. So what we can understand is like it tested almost with 3 bank accounts. So it saves a lot of time when compared to manual testing. So that's what happens in this Cucumber BDD, which is our framework. So yeah, so that's what my ideas about this Cucumber BDD. I know it's so short, but yeah, due to the time limits, that's I think it's not have done enough. So yeah.